Altoona Area High School Fieldhouse and the commencement ceremony for the 129th graduating class of Altoona Area High School. I'm Tom Bradley, the school district's Director of Public Relations, and we're very pleased you're able to join us for this evening's graduation being telecast over the public access channel. Joining me for tonight's telecast are two Altoona Area High School counselors who have worked closely with these graduates for the past 3 years, Julie Fleck and Drew Yingling. Julie, what are a few things you'll remember for a long time about the class of 2005?
Tom, I'll remember them as caring individuals who were actively involved in school and community. They were especially generous in sharing their time and enthusiasm with those in need.
Drew, how about you? Any special memories of this class?
I have several special memories, Tom. It just seems like yesterday that Mrs. Fleck and myself were over scheduling these kids at the junior high, and now here it is three years later, and we're culminating here with commencement. A wonderful class as far as helping others, caring about other students, willing to participate in the many activities here at the high school. I will have very fond memories of this class.
I guess one thing we can get out of the way very early is how many students are graduating this evening. The last number I received about 3 o'clock today was 530. And I know there are a lot of folks in this area that remember the days when we graduated 1,000 or more. And of course, actually since 1978, enrollment has been dropping not only in Altoona but in the area schools as well. So we're only about half as large as what we used to be back in those years. So 530 is the official number, and the gym has pretty well filled the capacity with family members and friends waiting for the telecast this evening. For the benefit of you folks watching at home, I would like to preview the ceremony. Before I do that, though, of course, I guess we would be remiss if we didn't comment on the fact that we are indoors this year, which is something we don't like to do. But the pending weather forecast indicated that this was a prudent decision. As always, Mansion Park and the Fieldhouse were set up, and the decision was reached about 9 o'clock this morning to have this indoors. So we know there are a few folks listening this evening that would have much rather been at Mansion Park, but seems like every 5 or 6 years we get into a situation where weather dictates being indoors. One thing we do want to note for any of you who have family members and friends living outside the area, at some point next week the commencement will be on our website, and you can click on a button to get the full viewing, whether you're in the United States, overseas, or whatever. So we'll give that information again at the end of the telecast. Let's preview the ceremony as we get ready for the procession of the graduates here momentarily. Superintendent Dennis E. Murray will serve as the presiding official. Senior Jackie Chilcote, who was a member of several of Peggy Horner's vocal groups over the last 3 years, will be leading the national anthem. Jackie was the top vocal soloist at the Festival of Music in Myrtle Beach a few weeks ago, so she will sing the national anthem for the audience. The invocation will come next, and that will be offered by class member Kim Staines. At that point, the vocal ensemble will sing "Give Me Wings" under the direction of Peggy Horner, who just happens to be retiring at the end of this year, so I'm sure this will be a special night for her as well. She's one of about 48 other school district employees who have decided to retire this year, so we're losing a lot of great folks to retirement. Dr. Murray will actually be the first speaker for this evening. He will congratulate the graduates and introduce tonight's guest speaker, who is Pennsylvania State Treasurer Robert P. Casey, Jr. 4 of our graduating seniors will address their classmates. They are salutatorian Sarah Carnicella and Stephanie Barry, valedictorian Emily Weiser, and class president Ashley Partner, who will receive her diploma from School Board President David Francis. A commencement highlight will be the introduction of each graduating senior as he or she receives a handshake from Dr. Murray and Board President Dave Francis. This is a new tradition that we started last year. It was very well received, and even though it takes a few minutes to introduce 530 students, everyone in attendance, I'm sure, will be happy about that, especially if it's one of their young ladies or gentlemen from their family. Following that, senior Chris Burlingame will give the benediction, following the singing of the alma mater, which will be led by class member Denise Shedlock and the class of 2005. One thing you may note as you're watching the telecast this evening, when the board members and the other dignitaries reach the stage, there will be an empty chair there tonight. Many of you know Tom Finelli, who was a long-time 34-year educator in the school district and the president of the Teachers Association, who has spoken at the last number of commencements. Tom passed away unexpectedly in March, and the Altoona Area Education Association and the school district felt it would be a fitting tribute to leave an empty chair there for Tom this evening, so we remember his contributions as the students start processing in here to the Altoona Area High School field house. Drew, and Julie, let's talk a little bit about some of the students who are speaking this evening. I'm sure some folks in the community know them, but give them a little background on not only some of the things that they took part in here at the high school, but also what their future plans are. And Drew, let's start out with our valedictorian, Emily Weiser.
Well, Emily Weiser is probably one of the best students that I've come across in my short time as a school counselor. She's a very good-hearted person, worked very hard, not only with her academics, but with her extracurriculars as well. She played volleyball. She was a member of Students Against Destructive Decisions. She was a member of the YEA Club, which helped tutor elementary students from Penn Lincoln. She also received first place in the Foreign Language Club's reading competition. And after graduating this year, Emily's going to attend Grove City and major in accounting.
Okay. One of the salutatorians is Sarah Carnicella. Julie, how about Sarah?
Sarah is another great student that we have here. In the fall, she's planning to go to Penn State. She'll be at the University Park campus, majoring in elementary education. She's been an active band member for her years here, and she was this year's drum major. She's also very active in her church and has volunteered many hours in the soup kitchen. Here at school, she participated in Odyssey of the Mind, the Foreign Language Club, Math League, and other activities. She'll be remembered for her influence on others.
Okay, I know we had Sarah into a school board meeting last month because she and Jeremy Weaver were the top 2 AP students in the foreign language competition. So she's a very well-rounded student, and I'm sure she'll have some fine remarks for everyone this evening as well. The other salutatorian is Stephanie Barry. Julie?
Stephanie's going to be going to West Point in the fall. She's going to be majoring in civil engineering. She's participated in youth and government here at school, Foreign Language Club, also a member of YEA, which is the Youth Education Association. She's always been willing to help others, especially by tutoring her peers.
Okay. Of course, there will be some other students who will be sharing some thoughts this evening and participating in a couple of different ways. Again, as we watch the 530 graduating seniors from the 129th class of Altoona Area High School filing into their places here before friends and family members. The senior class president was Ashley Partner, and of course she'll be receiving the first official diploma this evening. Drew, you know Ashley pretty well. What can you tell us about her?
Actually, another very good student involved in many activities here at the high school during her past 3 years here. Among those, she was president of the class for the last 2 years. She was a member of the Girls League, participated in homecoming activities this year, member of the cheerleading squad, and she is planning on attending West Virginia University after graduating this year.
Okay, and then some of the other students that have other roles to play. I mentioned Jackie Chilcote earlier, who will be leading the national anthem here in just a few minutes when all the graduates get into their places. Julie, how about a few facts about Jackie?
Well, I tell you, I'll always remember Jackie's roles in the school plays. She just really is a very talented young woman, and I've enjoyed seeing her participation in the school shows.
Okay, and of course she was Drew. She was also the vocalist for the jazz band, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
correct?
she was. She's a very talented individual, and like you said before, she was the top soloist at our competition this past year at Myrtle Beach. Did an outstanding job. Amazing talent.
You mentioned the musicals. Of course, she was in Bye Bye Birdie this year and has always had a starring role, so she's going to be missed greatly on the stage next year, no doubt about that. Kim Staines will be giving the invocation in a few minutes. Drew, a few facts about Kim.
Yeah, Kim was a member of the Silk Squad with the marching band. She was president of the Girls League this year. Also participated in Homecoming. She also participated in the school play this year, Bye Bye Birdie, with a high-profile role. She is a member of the Foreign Language Club, so Kim has done very, very well here at Altoona High School, and she'll do great things once she graduates.
Denise Shedlock will be helping to lead the alma mater at the end.
Yeah, she's really honed her skills through the choral groups that she's been involved in. I remember her sophomore year when she participated in the talent show, and how much, and then again this year, and just how much presence she improved, and how much better she got as far as with her stage presence and things like that. And she's looking at going to Penn State University of Altoona.
And last but certainly not least, a young gentleman who will give the benediction this evening, Chris Burlingame. Julie, you know Chris pretty well.
Yeah, Chris is going to be going to Juniata in the fall as an English major. He's been very involved in school activities, athletics, and has also played some lead roles in our theatrical productions. What's really unique about Chris is that he's already written a novel.
I caught that was part of his senior project, I believe.
Right.
Has he tried to sell it at all?
I think he is published. He is a published author at this point.
I know I'm misreading his sports columns in the Mountain Echo, which have been pretty much a staple for the last 3 years, no doubt about that. Well, again, the graduates are filing into their place here, and hopefully you're watching some relatives and friends, or maybe even some folks from your neighborhood filing into their spot. Again, they'll all be introduced individually here about the middle of the ceremony as they come up and get a congratulatory certificate from Superintendent Dennis Murray and School Board President Dave Francis. The one thing I did want to maybe talk